Hey out there, I'd like to go ahead and give you all a update on my sump now that it's probably as clean as it's going to be in my 1 week old 50-gallon BioCube. This here is the sump in the cabinet below my cube aquarium. It's about, I believe it's about 20-gallon capacity, but with the water running in it and the level needed for the skimmer, it's about 7 or 8 inches of water. Did the best I can do with the cable routing, the wiring. Some of these pump wires are just way too heavy gauge to really do much with them without affecting the layout of the system. But pretty happy with everything overall. The drain comes into this left rear section here. It's an open-ended tube where I've got several layers of filter floss that I clean out or replace periodically. Beneath that, there's a layer of ceramic, mechanical filtration, little items, and those are on a egg crate stand that's about 2 inches elevated above the bottom platform of the sump. One of the baffles here leads over into the skimmer section. Just working on tuning this here. I really don't have any organic material here for it to collect, but just working on that here over the days ahead. This is the SCA 301 unit, and seems to be pretty quiet. The only gurgling you're hearing is from the drain there in the back. But look forward to see how the skimmer works and report on that in the days ahead. Here in the center section, I've got what I'm going to have my Refugium. It's illuminated by a plant growth LED bulb that screws into a traditional dome light socket. I'm hoping this is going to work out. I'm going to get some macroalgae in here and see how that works out. Maybe I'll throw some bugs or some copepods in here. And then I've got some of the sand that I used in the display tank here in 3 little trays. These little plastic like Glad or lunch meat trays that I cut the rim or the lip off so that I could fill them with sand or whatever substrate material I choose, and I can easily lift them out and remove them as needed. So I'm going to see how that all works out over time. Then here in my return section, I've got the return pump, the heater, and this little piece of tubing here is just simply to silence the pump. It would kind of walk its way across the bottom until it would be in contact with the glass, and it would be presenting a little bit of a rattling, irritating noise. So I put that little piece of tube in there, and that seems to keep it quiet. So I've got my submersible heater here, which I'm tuning for the right temperature. This is the return line. I plumbed in a valve so I can control the flow back. But this pump that came with this SCA all-in-one system here actually has its own water flow adjustment. I've also got in the back, you can see the little sensor for my auto top-off. I'll report on that in more detail in the days ahead. Here's a sensor with a blue light. And that blue light is telling us everything is good, the water level is where we want it. And then the return line is here on the left side. It's affixed to the glass with a magnet for the return, and also for the sensor. It's got a strong magnet on the either side of the sump glass wall. And this auto top-off here line connects to a external plexiglass 8-gallon reservoir that I keep clean RODI water in, and I'll go into more detail on that in another episode. All the electrical here in the cabinet area connect into this power center I've got on a little shelf across the top. I've got 9 outlets. They're all grounded, and from here I can easily turn on or turn off any of the electrical devices running on my system. Real happy with how this is turning out. It makes it real easy if I need to shut off a pump, shut off a heater, shut off a light, or anything of that nature. So this seems to be working out really well. I'll get more updates to you all later. Thanks for watching.